Hello and welcome back to episode 40 of A Shot of Weeb. My host, my name, my... God, can I intro correctly once ever?
Well, you know, we're only 40 episodes in, so...
We were talking about Shrek, and so I got halfway through that intro, and like mid-sentence was like, bring in Shrek, and then couldn't do it, and I just froze.
And then you did it. You brought Shrek in.
I'm the Epic Wob, purveyor of stupid phrases. Hosting the show as always with my co-host Seaweed, Ambassador Seaweed A and B, depending on the platform we happen to be on.
The purveyor of God, man.
Yeah?
I haven't even had I've had one sip of alcohol tonight, and I already can't think. This is gonna be great.
I had one shot and it caught me off guard. This is how fucking strong is this? Is that stronger than the vodka I used to drink? Hold on, keep them busy.
What is it? What is the percentage on that?
This is 35, and
no, I think the vodka was 40, wasn't it?
I've still got the bottle of the awful vodka because oh no, it's the same as the vodka. They're both 35.
Oh, okay, they're the same.
It's the same as the Smirnoff.
Well, if you want to know, like how I'm doing, my drink is 8%.
And you've had one sip.
Yeah, maybe two, possibly. So for those wondering, it is back to the classics, baby, with the Mike's Harder.
Yo,
we got
back in the day.
Yeah, back in the OG days, when we were drinking those. And then as I have been for the past few weeks, I will be doing shots of the Smirnoff Sours.
I'm gonna have to go back to some Mike's Harders for episode 50 when we get there. That's coming up soon-ish. That's like in a couple months.
Yeah, that's like 2.5 months.
I mean, I should have done that for the anniversary, but we didn't notice the anniversary until like the day after.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh well.
I just like hopped on Twitter and was like, wait.
Yep.
So this week, do we do the rest of the introduction of the shot? Let's go ahead and do the shot, actually.
I say your intro and you make the call.
Look, I don't like making decisions. I'm bad at it. I just want to be told what to think. I
can do that. I've tried many times on this show, and you don't like that.
Well, because you're wrong. So I don't have any vodka. I'm finally done with that misery vodka that I had.
Yep.
So I picked up a bottle of the rum that I've been using for the grogs, except I didn't want to mix grog this time, so I'm going to be doing shots just straight up. It's Kraken black spiced rum. Beautiful bottle and label.
It's really good stuff. Honestly, I love Kraken.
My roommates have made fun of me for saying this. It tastes like banana nut bread to me, and I love it.
I haven't had the black spiced rum in a while, so I can't refute that. But like... Also, I can't understand making fun of that.
I'm gonna be doing like a smaller shot because I've got work earlier in the morning than I usually would tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh boy, understaffed is fun.
It is really fun. Yeah.
It's so hard to hire people when places downtown are paying more. I wonder why.
Yep.
Anyway.
All right. Well,
I can hop on my leftist soapbox another time.
Let's take a shot.
Yeah. And then, dude, we're following it up. We got the classic combo of rum and fucking McDank's Coca-Cola.
God, I still hate that you call it that.
I tried to show the branding. There's no branding.
No, because they know. You already know what it is.
Anyway, what's wrong with calling it McDank's?
I'm taking a shot. Come by.
Come by.
Man, that didn't hit as hard.
That's really good. That's so much nicer than the vodka. Holy crap.
Yeah. Well, that vodka did sound awful.
I did not clear the glass, so I'm going to do something questionable. I'm just going to pour the rest of that partial shot into my soda.
Oh, boy.
Rum and Coke time. Let's go.
Okay. No. That will be Coke and rum. You gotta have that gap in there for the little amount of rum you're adding to that Coke.
The Coke and alcoholic Coke. Rum is to vodka what Coke is to Sprite.
Huh? Are you just basing this based on how the color of the drink?
Yes, I am.
I'm lost for words right now. I don't know how to react to that. That sure is a statement.
So one thing that'd be very risky for us, we were talking before recording about a possible alternate show idea where we pour a whole bunch of shots at the beginning, where some of them are vodka and some of them are water, and we don't know which. My suggestion
or lime juice / lemon juice.
Either way, and my suggestion was take a shot every time we say something dumb, but with how much stupid shit I say.
And that I say.
Yeah, you too. I feel like I say more dumb things, you say dumber things.
Yeah, mine is concentrated dumb. Yours is just like scattered.
We had a beautiful one between episodes, but it wouldn't really work to.
I don't even remember what it was fully.
I don't remember either, but it was hilarious. Right. It was orange isn't orange, I guess.
Oh yeah, I forgot what orange was for a minute. Yeah, it was.
I mean, that's the same guy that thinks freaking Nagatoro's ice cream was yellow.
Just because it is yellow. All right, and we're not going to get into this debate on the show. Not when we have a different show to talk about. We could come back to Nagatoro.
I dread if the Nagatoro episode comes out, because that argument will happen in full again. I can feel it.
That will be the whole episode. We won't even call it Nagatoro. We'll just call it Nagatoro's ice cream color, and it'll be a 3-hour-long episode of us debating what color this ice cream is that literally doesn't matter and shows a lemon slice on the side of it and is yellow. Anyways,
it was very clearly Shrek green.
It definitely wasn't. Anyways, I'm not. You're not going to edit in the photo of the ice cream, and if you do, you'll probably up the saturation and like color that to green.
That is another thing that we need to stop saying that we're going to put a picture in the upload, because we never remember to do it. I think we've only done it like once, and that was like episode 6.
It's also gotten a lot worse now that we're recording ahead of time.
It's not been since Little Creature. Little Creature was the last time we played.
Little Creature, dude. I forgot about Little Creature. Dude, I love Little Creature. He's my favorite. Oh, man.
We watched Kiznaiver. I don't think we've said that yet.
Dude, I'm crying.
Dude, all I did was say Little Creature.
He's so funny. Dude,
What does he do? What's his ability?
Doesn't he like triple the whatever he's on? I don't even remember. Dude, he's just Little Creature.
That show was so bad, but it had one of the best running jokes in it.
It wasn't a running joke. It was just in the last episode. It was in one skit. The rest of the show, garbage. One skit.
I'm going to rephrase. That character, anything about that character was fun, because that was the same man that had the butt lasers.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true, yeah.
And would just teleport behind people.
He did.
He was gold. Man. The show was garbage. He was gold.
Yep. Yes, that we can agree on.
Tag that we're not going to remember to do. Click on the eye in the corner if you're on YouTube, and if we remember, it might link to the correct episode.
Maybe it won't even pop up at all.
Probably won't.
Yeah. But I think you did mention the name of the show that we're talking about, right?
Yeah, it was my pick. I had a conversation with a friend of mine about like OPs of shows that we really liked, and she showed me the Kiznaiver OP, and I was like, yo, this looks sick. What is it? And she's like, oh, it's about kids who share pain. And I'm like, this sounds sick. And so 9 times out of 10, if I'm going to actually finish watching a show, because of how busy I am between this and full-time work, if I'm going to actually watch a show, I have to book it for the podcast. Otherwise, I'm never going to get to it. So I was like, okay, we're giving this priority. I'll call for it on the podcast to watch Kiznaiver.
Mm-hmm. And say, I had also shown you the OP before.
Yeah, but I forgot about it.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it's in my top 50 OPs playlist.
Yeah, I almost certainly was.
But also, I was just showing you the OPs, and we weren't really talking about each show individually.
Yeah, so I had no clue what the show was about.
I'm not going to give you shit over that. Like, you got the recommendation from somebody else for sure. Also, I don't know if I would have been able to really tell you what it was about, because I had seen this show. This is a rewatch for me.
Yeah, because this came out 2016.
Yeah, and that's when I watched it. I watched it weekly as it was coming out.
This would have been like literally right when we started college. No.
Graduating high school.
This was the beginning of summer.
Yeah.
I know how months work.
Are you sure?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But before this had come out, before this started, I was caught up to current One Piece.
Oh no. I finally watched another episode of One Piece, by the way.
I know, because you asked me a question about it.
I sent you a picture of the Meowbin brothers, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
You didn't even send the picture at first. You just said, what the fuck is the Meowbin brothers? And I was like, huh? And then you sent a picture, and then I was like, oh, them. Okay, yeah.
I really need to finish Usopp's arc. I've got like another 3 or 4 episodes left still. I've been watching it really slowly.
Yeah, but we can't.
I am never going to catch up. Literally never.
We can't book it for the podcast. It's too long for.
All right, we gotta watch all like 1,100 episodes or whatever in 1 week.
It hasn't even hit 1,000 yet.
Wait, no. Are you sure? I thought it hit 1,000 like a month ago.
The manga hit 1,000. The anime has not hit 1,000 yet. I'm for sure on this, buddy.
I'm not Googling it.
Episode 989 comes out in 3 days, 21 hours, and 40 minutes.
Wow, I could have sworn it hit 1,000 pretty recently.
You were probably thinking about the manga, which at the beginning of the year hit 1,000 chapters.
Well, no, there's an article here that says it's hit 1,000 episodes. Or is that meaning the manga? Because it says episodes. I don't know. This is weird.
Unless it's counting like OVAs and specials and shit, then maybe, but you don't count those.
I don't know. I'm just confused with One Piece because I've seen pictures of more modern One Piece, and Nami looks literally nothing like she does in the episodes I'm watching.
Yeah, well, there's a time skip.
She looks like a different character.
No. That's she progresses and grows throughout.
No, okay. I had to do a double take. I'm like, I'm not confusing her with Nico Robin, am I? But no, I wasn't.
Yeah, I would hope not, because then, there's a reason they look like different characters.
But no. There's both of them. But
speaking of very popular shows, Kill la Kill.
What about Kill la Kill?
Well, we talked about Kill la Kill.
We did, like 20 episodes ago.
Yeah, that was the end of season 0, actually. Our only 2-parter.
So far.
Yeah, so far. And as you may know, it was made by Studio Trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Well, you know what other show was made by Studio Trigger?
Well, what other show was made by Studio Trigger, Seaweed?
Inferno Cop. But also Kiznaiver. And it's pretty obvious if you just like look at it.
Can't believe I got by that.
Yeah, you really did. But what I think is really, really interesting is that the director of this show, he's not like a Studio Trigger just like mainstay. In fact, I believe I'm looking through his list right now. And according to AniList, so they could be missing information, that's possible. It's a database site created by usership, whatever. He's only worked on 2 Studio Trigger shows. And the other one was Little Witch Academia TV, where he storyboarded 3 episodes. And yeah. But holy shit. And it was Kobayashi. Hiroshi Kobayashi. like, that's it. I don't know. I don't think it's directorial debut necessarily, but like, he's not one of the Trigger, like, when you think of Studio Trigger, you know, you think of like Imaishi and other people. I'm really bad with names. I know you're not going to be able to help me.
Yeah, I'm looking at his page right now. Yeah, he only has like storyboard credits before this that I'm seeing.
Yeah, that's, that's all
he directed a single episode of Yozakura Quartet. I don't even know what that is.
Yozakura Quartet. Oh, why does this sound familiar? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have time to look into it now.
Storyboarded Noragami, Death Parade. Right after Kiznaiver, he storyboarded a little bit of Mob Psycho.
Yep. And he was the director for Hisone to Masotan, which is the airplane anime, but instead of airplanes, they're dragons. And it's a bunch of cute girls.
I've not heard of that, and that sounds amazing.
You want to hear about it, don't you?
Airplane dragons? Yes.
Then he also directed Spriggan,
which I've never heard of.
I feel like I have in passing.
What is it? It's
under it hasn't started yet.
Oh, it
starts next year.
Probably be why.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so like he's definitely like still a name like in the industry, right?
Yeah.
But you know, like you've got Masaru Sakamoto on this as well, who if you look on their page on AniList, their profile picture is Akane from SSS's Gridman, because they did character design for that. And so like they've since they've been with Trigger. They worked on Gurren Lagann a little bit and stuff too. So like you've got like some Trigger people, right? But like it's not like this is not a show helmed by Imaishi.
Yeah. But it is still Trigger. It still looks excellent.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
The visuals on this show are spectacular. The character designs are fabulous. The movement is excellent.
Mm-hmm. And like even with the character designs, like they're different than like Kill la Kill. It's a different look than Kill la Kill. You know, it's a different look than my Little Witch Academia. But it still like looks like Trigger. You know. Which I think is really interesting, that just by looking at character designs, like Trigger has such a cohesive like vision, I guess would be the right word for it.
I don't know if this means much, actually. Sorry, but I just looked into this. The character designer for Kiznaiver did a lot of animation work on Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
And Death Parade animation. Again, I think this is just about her only character design credit. Well, Fulikuri.
Yeah, that was the new one though, right?
Yeah, that was Alternative, which I haven't watched yet. I need to.
Yeah, no, and because I remember looking that up when you had first said, "Hey, we're watching this." I remember I looked it up and I was like, or like after I'd started watching it, I looked it up and I was like, man, I gotta know who designed these characters because I need more, and there isn't any more.
Like, yeah, that is a shame because these are excellent designs.
The designs are so good, and like not only are they just like pleasing to look at, they also like each design is like tells you who the characters are, right?
And they're color coded.
They are. They're just like, say it with me now. Bean on Coco Chikyu Boy Boo Love.
No.
Am I wrong?
They don't have color coded outfits. Literally, it's mostly just their hair color. But like everyone does have a very unique hair color. The only ones that are even close are Chidori and Tenga. But even still, it's very different enough.
I would also say Honoka, who just has brown hair.
I mean, yeah, but no one else does, so it works out.
Oh, you're saying like that are like have similar to each other.
Yes.
I thought you were saying that was like the most quote unquote like realistic hair color.
No. I'm meaning everyone within the cast is very, very visually different.
Yeah, but like Chidori's hair is red, and then Tenga's is pink.
Yeah, it's close
more,
enough.
I would say more on the pink side.
Yeah. Chidori's hair is like a much what a more potent, more vibrant sort of hot pink. No.
No, that's
it's not.
Tenga.
It's not red. I mean, it's like a purpley red. Whatever. I don't do color theory.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so like all the designs are great. To tell you who the character is just by looking at them. Like if you'd never seen this show, didn't know anything about it, I bet you I could show you Nico's design and you could tell me all about her. Obviously,
yeah, like
in vague terms, not like, oh man, well she's this and then this thing she does this because this like obviously not, but like. You know, you could tell me that
if you were like, hey, which character is quiet and slightly spooky, you can point them out.
Yeah, exactly.
Which character doesn't shut up? You could probably point both of them out.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's always been a strength, I think, of Trigger just in general. For the most part, I think they've started. Not necessarily to like lose it, just in a different sense with like the SSSS shows, which I know you haven't seen, but
yeah, I feel like it wasn't so. No, wait, that's not them. I'm getting Trigger and Bones confused again because I was about to bring up Fire Force. I don't know why I'm convinced Fire Force is Trigger. It's not.
I don't know why you're convinced it's Bones either.
Wait, it's not.
It's still not. No, it's David Productions. We've been over this 4 times now.
It's clearly Bones or Trigger. Those are the only studios that exist.
That's not even true. But yeah, no, so obviously Trigger's great. I think we can agree.
We have a good track record on every Trigger show we've talked about so far.
Yeah. And then once we get to an Inferno Cop, like you're going to be like
I really don't want to watch Inferno Cop.
I need the scale to go to 20, baby.
You made me watch an episode of Inferno Cop, and I don't want to do it again.
Oh,
it wasn't my thing.
I can't believe that you're slandering Inferno Cop right now.
Hey, it was better than Dead Leaves.
Oh boy. It's this kind of episode today,
so,
huh?
the basic idea of Kiznaiver is
what the fuck?
What?
Well, just you continue. No. You just continue with your that there speech you got going.
Why are you kicking into accent?
Oh, did you not do that on purpose?
What?
Oh, you said the basic idea of Kiznaiver.
Oh, yeah, I probably did. I do say idea.
I thought you were doing it on purpose.
No, okay. That's actually a thing I say.
Oh boy.
The thing with Kiznaiver is that there's the main character can't feel pain. And so he gets beat up by bullies because he doesn't try to like do anything. He's just like, okay, I don't feel whatever. They kidnap spooky people, blue-haired girl, kidnaps him and a bunch of others, and puts them. I'm doing a really bare bones right now. Puts them in the.
Yes, you are.
The Kizna program, which they get an implant that makes it so that when one of them feels pain, it's distributed among all of them. And so it turns out to be that group of, 8 people? 7 people?
7.
7 people.
6 at first.
And then they find a 7th. And they have to, survive the summer together with this shared pain thing. While also, I don't know, doing whatever Sonozaki has them doing.
Yeah, their main quest.
Yeah.
There's an RPG system built into
Yes,
the...
basically. They have armbands, and they shoot out confetti and go, woo, whenever they do the thing.
But they're, not real armbands. They're holographic armbands.
And then, as they progress, we get some lore into the Kizna program and, things that happened with it in the past and so on.
Yep.
So that's the bare bones. Kit.
Yes.
I'm trying not to say I dear again. You're gonna shoot me.
I just thought you were trying to do a meme, and I didn't understand why.
No, I say I dear. Not always, but it does show up on occasion. It's the same one. Have you ever... I feel like you guys roasted me for this before, back when we worked in the dish pit.
Okay.
I've been called out for saying dinosaur before.
I don't think I did, because I can't think of a time when the word dinosaur would have come up in conversation.
Dinosaur and roof are the ones I always get roasted for.
Wait, why do you get roasted for roof?
Because I say roof and they're like, what, a ruff? And I'm like, no, rough and roof are two different words.
Yeah, it's roof, not rough. It's
yeah, like the
clear.
roof of the house?
Oh, wow, yeah, dude, we gotta fix the roof. What the fuck? That's so
Thank
fucked
you!
up.
You are literally the first person who's agreed with me on this.
Yeah, it's a roof.
Because everyone else I've talked to at our college, at our very northern college, I say roof and or rough, and they hear the same word and roast me for it.
Yeah, it's because they can't, hear. They don't have that higher level hearing that southern people have, which you're on the border, but I'm giving you this one.
Thank you.
I'm giving you this one. I mean, I don't have it because I'm almost deaf in my right ear, but at least I can tell the difference between rough and roof.
Dude, I'm so excited to finally have someone in my corner for rough. I'm gonna for rough versus roof. I'm gonna have to clip this and just start sending it to people.
Is this the first time we've agreed on something?
Yes. No, we already talked about Kill la Kill.
That's true. We did agree on Kill la Kill.
We both called it 10 out of 10. Absolute banger.
Yep. Damn, something about Trigger makes us agree. What the fuck?
Are we going to agree on this one?
I don't know. Possibly.
I don't know. I think we're going to agree on aspects, but I don't think we're going to agree on the score.
No, I don't think we are either.
Putting my bets down now.
I don't think we'll agree on the score. I think we will agree on a lot of things, though.
Yeah, definitely. Do we want to go one by one, alternating, introduce our cast of characters in a little bit more detail? Our main 6 and then the 7th, plus Sonozaki.
And then there's 2 others that we'll have to introduce. But yeah.
Oh, there's 2 others we need to talk about. What, the teachers?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Pretty core. Yeah. All right, you want to start?
Sure. We're gonna go in no particular order. Who am I talking about first?
Oh, you're telling me I'm gonna have to remember who has already been said?
Okay, fine. We'll go in order that Annie list has it.
That's fine. That's fine. Make it difficult for me, please. I want to play a game.
Are you sure you can keep up?
No.
All right. All right. Okay, so we'll talk about Nico first. So Nico Niyama, she goes by Niku. She refers to herself in the third person as Nico. Very loud, very bubbly, very small. Is excitable, is just happy to be around her friends, whether they're actually friends or not. She just wants to be cool. And one thing that we learn about her, because they make all of the characters bear their secrets to each other. The thing with Nico is that she believes she's the smartest and cutest or whatever, so she acts extra eccentric to try to push people away because she doesn't want to be smothered by all the attention or whatever.
She's also rich as fuck.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's an adequate sum up for Nico for now.
Yeah, that's fair. Alrighty, well, I would like to start with Kazunao Yamada. He's one of the teachers.
Okay, we were supposed to do the teachers last, but okay.
You wanted to do a weird order. We're going to do a weird fucking order, buddy.
I said all 7 characters, and then Sonozaki, and then the teachers.
That's
whatever. Go talk about sports, man.
I'm talking about him.
Talk about sports, man.
He's got green hair. He always has an eye mask on, not on his eyes, but up top. Up top.
Holding his hair back.
Yeah, instead of a hairband, he uses that. But he also has hair ties in his hair because he's got long green hair. He also said in the first episode, when they were leaving for summer break, he said, "Now don't have any summer romances or anything. You don't want to get all fucked up on that." But if you do, write them down so that, like, you know, turn it in for points. So he's a fucking freak, but he's great. He's also, you know, just should we talk about like their role later on, or are we just giving quick?
Probably.
Okay.
Actually, no. Let's go ahead and do it. I'll talk about Mitsumi Urashibara. She's the other teacher / researcher. We find that out later.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I volunteered to take this one. I really don't have that much to say about her. She's pretty protective of Sonozaki. We'll talk about her in a moment.
And also, wait, one quick second. In reference to that, Yamada isn't necessarily protective of Sonozaki. I'm not going to say it right now, but he's more of a follower for specific reasons that we'll get into later. I don't want to say why right now, though.
Mutsumi is more she's trying to be a little more like safer in their research, whereas Yamada is kind of like, we're getting great results, let's keep going, let's make it more difficult. But she's also gets like kind of freaky with like bringing a literal gun to the arcade and shooting a cabinet up.
Yeah.
And then recommending the students do the same.
Only if they really think they should.
Yeah, which was... Yeah.
Man, I wish I would have had a high school teacher like that.
I'm not going to address that. She is kind of hot, though. Anyway, pick a character.
All right, that was a comment to go out on. Let's talk about fucking Tsugihito Yuta. I fucking butchered his name. It's Tsugihito. So he is the like popular guy in class. He's got fucking like greenish blue hair.
I think it's just like a pale blue.
Is it just a pale blue? Okay. His picture on AniList is like green.
So yeah, but it's like fully shaded. His skin's super green too in this.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't remember if it was like green at all or anything, but like anyways, he's like a popular guy at school. He's friends with like these two girls in class that pretty much like him. And he used to be fat, and he got so very insecure about it. And he was like, all right, well then when I go to high school, I'm gonna like lose a bunch of weight and then like not let anybody know about my past kind of deal. And so he's very what's the word? Obsessed with his self-image, I guess would be the right phrase for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much most of his character.
I'm going to double back for a second because they did an alternate take in this show on the Seven Deadly Sins. They parody the Seven Deadly with the Seven Kiznaiver people.
Yeah.
But they use like their own variant of them. And I think we should mention these.
The Seven Deadly Sins have been updated for modern times.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. And I'd like to put these with their characters. So the two we've already talked about. Nico was called Eccentric Head Case.
Yeah.
I don't know if these are the original translations or just the subtitle ones. I don't know if they're different. These are what I had on the subtitles.
Where did you watch?
I think just Crunchyroll.
Okay, that's where I watched too.
But there was one particular shot where they were all up on a projector and they wrote it down there. That's when I copied them down. And the other one was Yuta.
Yep.
Cunning Normal, I think, is what they called.
Okay, yeah. Like he's trying his best to be normal, even though he's not, to try to fit in, kind of deal. Yeah, creating a persona, if you will. Oh, that's a video game title.
Yes, it is. Which video game?
Which one? There's 6 of them.
6?
Yeah. Persona 2 is 2 games.
Oh, okay. I was gonna are you counting 5 and Royal separate? Like what?
Or we could also include the 2 fighting games, the 2 games on the DS,
all of the Dancing 3DS, All Night games,
and the 3 rhythm games, which fucking slap, by the way.
I want to play one so bad, actually.
They're so good.
Where we go next? Let's go ahead and talk about Honokamaki, I guess.
Okay.
Her trait was called High and Mighty. She's very much like, why would I talk to lesser people? At the beginning, at least, she insists that none of them are friends. She's very brooding, and she starts off initially by saying she killed someone, but we get more information about that later. So I have notes where I'm like, duh, she's a murder girl.
Is that like, did you write it in that font too?
I hope so. I don't know. But no, she's the closest thing this show has to a nerdy character. She's got like sort of the shy appearance, if not the personality. She tends to withdraw from others. She's got the glasses. That's like 90% of it right there.
And she's reading books all the time. Fucking nerd.
And she roasts Yuta a lot in the first episode or two, which I really like.
Yeah. What's her sen?
That's what High and Mighty was.
Oh, sorry. I forgot. Alrighty. So, next up...
Oh, and she goes... I don't know. I shouldn't have interjected.
You got to now.
She aggressively tries to seduce someone later in a very awkward scene.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so Alex, I think I'll go with Hajime Tenda for 300
Tenda?
days. I haven't had shit to eat all day. So I'm already this should be hitting different tonight, buddy. It's
Hajime Tendies.
Fucking Hajime Jenga. He's got like a fucking rooster haircut. That's what I always saw him as, was like a big fucking rooster. What's his sin, Wob? Tell me. I don't remember.
Musclehead thug.
Yeah, because that's what he is. We meet him because he's a musclehead thug in the good way. Where he when we first meet him, he's like protecting our main character, who we haven't gotten to yet.
I think he's gonna be last of this, right?
Possibly. He's protecting him because he's being bullied for money. And so he comes in, he's like, all right, how about this? I'll get your money back, but like I want 20% of it. And then and then
sits on the guy's face.
Well, no, my favorite part is Agata's like, okay, I don't really care. And Tenga just turns around to the two bullies like, negotiations complete. I was like, what the fuck? It was great.
And he sits on the guy's face.
He does sit on the guy's face. Yeah. But he's a fighter, not a thinker.
And he has fabulous looking glasses.
And hair. And like fucking swagger.
Yes.
Too. Yeah. All right. Who's your next character?
Chidori, what the kind of pronunciation is that? Chidori Takashiro. She is the childhood friend and initial love interest for the main character, who we again haven't gotten to yet. Her statement is self-righteous, although I've seen it listed somewhere else as goody two-shoes is an alternate option.
Those are pretty very similar things, I would say.
They have different connotation, though, I feel.
A little bit, but by the end, like, they both serve the same purpose of, like, you're only doing shit for yourself. Kind of thing. She's the, like, generic cute basic anime girl as far as design goes, but it's still a good design. Like, every design stands out in here. She is like trying to get the whole group to work together. She takes on sort of a leader role almost, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm gonna be real, we missed a recording session. I watched the show a week and a half ago. Yeah.
So I'm a little rusty on some aspects.
She does take on a bit of a leadership role.
Okay, yeah, of the main seven.
Yeah, nothing like formally stated or anything, but like, you know.
So we have 3 characters left, only one of whom is part of the initial cast.
Yoshiharu Hisomu.
And we're still not talking about him. Got it.
Nope. So this guy has long purple hair, piercings, ripped up clothes, and bandages because he's a masochist.
Which is a very wonderful thing to have come up when everybody shares pain.
Yeah. What's his sin?
Immoral.
Yeah. I think that tells you all you need to know.
He busts a nut in the episode we meet him.
He busts the biggest nut ever.
They use the like armband mission clear explosion.
Yep.
Very conveniently placed over the character.
And he's also passed the fuck out in ecstasy.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Would you like to say what caused that?
Yeah, sure. Our main character jumped off a bridge onto cars.
Yeah.
And because they were connected through pain, he felt all of the pain.
Well, 1/7 of it, but still.
Well, he felt 1/7 of it, but he still came because even at 1/7 of the pain, that's a fuck ton of pain.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what made him fucking just like absolutely cream himself, and then he moves in with the main character.
So we still haven't talked about the main character.
Are we going to?
So my character's going to be Noriko Sonozaki.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
She's not part of this Kizna program, at least not these 7, no. She's the one sort of like orchestrating things. She's another student, blue hair, kept long, nice suit. Well, like dress suit, but still, you get the point. She wears formal attire and looks sharp in it.
A suit dress.
It's sharp regardless.
I think a dress suit. Well, maybe.
Is there a difference?
I don't know. I just kind of thought that dress suit sounded more like a suit, but like I guess the word for that is like tux.
It looks like a suit, but she's wearing a skirt.
It is a dress that looks like a suit. Yeah.
Point being, and she's the one organizing it. She's like leading the program from the ground because like the teachers are involved in it and like organizing a lot of it, but Sonozaki is the face. She's interacting with the characters. She's on like the intercom as they're doing things and guiding them through it.
Yeah, she's the leader of the program, essentially.
She's also the mascot, as in the teachers literally have keychains of her.
Yes. Alrighty.
All right, what character are you going to talk about now?
Actually, I think it's time we move on to... So I think now I'm going to talk about fucking Fukuzawa.
Wait, what? Literally who?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's Katsuhiro or Katsuhira Agata. He's our main character. He's got mostly white hair with brown underneath. Can't feel pain. Gets his shit kicked in the first episode when we meet Tenga, and before we meet Tenga also. He doesn't have emotions either.
Not much, yeah.
So he can't feel anything. And he's kind of like what all of the reason they're doing the Kizna thing, like he's like the center of all of why. He doesn't really remember his past either.
His notation is imbecile.
Yeah. What was it was like
it was some sort of udon.
Like Kudon?
Possibly.
I think it was Kudon.
It was something adjacent sounding to udon.
Or Kabuton? Kabudon? I don't remember. Yeah, it has something to do with... it has udon in the word.
Yeah, I have it written here somewhere.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so that's our main character. I don't know if I really have much else to say. That's why I didn't really want to talk about him, because
that's why we were both tossing the hot potato around.
Yeah, he's a good character,
but is the least interesting of the cast.
He's the least interesting of the cast, in terms of like talking, just like trying to tell somebody about the cast.
Yeah.
Like I
like he has his role. He has his purpose.
Yeah, and his purpose it's very well done, and the show literally couldn't exist without him. But if I was trying to convince somebody to watch this show, he would probably be the last person I would describe to them. I would 100% describe Nico. I think if I had to choose 3 characters to describe to people to give them a vibe of the show, right? And okay. I want you to give 3 characters as well, unless you just full out agree with me. I don't think you will though, because I think the 3 characters I would describe are Nico, Tenga, and Hisomu.
Hisomu? Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
We almost agree. I probably would have said either Nico, Hajime, and Sonozaki, or Hisomu, Tenga, and Sonozaki.
Okay, see, I wouldn't do Sonozaki just because I would just kind of like, in a brief description, be like, yeah, this person's doing this thing, but like, actually like describing characters.
That's fair. I feel like Honeka's worth mentioning as well.
Yeah, but I don't know
or
necessarily
Maki,
to get somebody interested in the show.
I don't know.
I feel like you tell them Studio Trigger, and I at least for me, when I hear it's Studio Trigger, I expect like bombastic characters, you know. Which
yeah, as far as the 3 like most aggressively out there and or active would be Nico, Tenga, Hisomu.
Yeah, and then I'd probably say like, oh, but like the rest of the cast is equally important, and their roles in the story, I can't tell you because I feel like it would kind of ruin it a little bit.
Part of me wants to defend it and be like, oh, but I really like Maki and Sonozaki. I really like everyone in this show. More or less everyone in this show is excellent.
Yeah.
Of the main cast.
Yeah, no, of course. Well, I think, man, we actually got through a character section without going off on a tangent.
That's kind of impressive. That's a new record.
That's a first for the fucking podcast. Yeah, that's crazy. Shit. Okay.
What do we?
What do we do now? Yeah. Like, what even? Like I don't know where to go from here.
We're used to not finishing the character listings for another 20 minutes.
Normally, I have the characters to fall back on to be like, oh, okay, well now let's get back to the character. But like, I don't. What do I?
I mean, we can go ahead and hop into the story, or we can start arguing all of the character-related stuff. Like, if you want, we could argue best and worst characters now, and then go on break, or we can just go ahead and hop in the story and save that for the end, which is where it theoretically belongs. The episode listing that we have open here does not help. It's literally just the titles. This show has really long episode titles. The OP.
If you click through, you get.
We need to talk about the OP.
Okay, what do you want to say about the OP?
Do you not have anything to say about the OP? It's spectacular, dude.
Yeah, it's obviously I fucking love the OP. I don't know how to talk about it though, because I feel like it's an OP that's better experienced than heard about.
Go watch the OP for Kiznaiver. You'll understand. It's like super. I don't know what to describe the music itself as, but the visuals are spectacular. It's very kaleidoscopy for a lot of it, and then it has like relatively simple positional animations from the characters, but it's excellent, and they all fit with their character, what they're doing. Mm-hmm. It's so good. It's so good. This OP is really good.
You can get a vibe from every character based on how they act in the OP.
Absolutely. Never skip it.
No. God, what? No. Fuck no. Holy shit. Never, ever skip it. But the ED.
I don't even remember the ED, and I think that says enough right there.
The ED is fine. Yeah, that's it.
But against that OP, though,
that's when it kind of falters. And there's one episode, specifically episode 10, where the ED. I feel like what they were trying to do was do like some whiplash in terms of tone, but it didn't give me enough whiplash. It instead just was like, I kind of just felt like, oh, okay, that kind of killed the mood a little bit. But like on its own, I love the ED. Honestly, it's just when you compare it to that OP. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Because who's the? I gotta look and see who the Yeah, Boom Boom Satellites did the OP.
Have they done? I don't know if you can easily check this. Have they done any other OPs that I'm probably gonna recognize?
No.
Got it.
Because you know, I mean, I'm sure you've watched Vexile 2077 Nihon Sakoku.
Clearly.
And of course the classic Bonin no Zamdo with an X, not a Z.
Yeah, this is considered one of their singles, was this song.
They did do Ninja Slayer from Animation, which is one of the few Studio Trigger anime I have yet to watch. I have a friend who really loves Ninja Slayer from Animation, so I need to get around to it. But they did the OP for it. They did the ED for Starship Troopers Invasion. At least you've heard of that franchise, right?
The only Starship Troopers I know is the movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it's...
Okay, that's what you're talking about? Okay.
I'm almost positive, considering the characters' names are Johnny Rico.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's it.
There's actually only 2 characters listed on any list.
I didn't know that had an anime. Interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, Boom Boom Satellites did the OP. Fantastic job. I would love to see them doing more.
It looks like the OP for this is actually one of the last things to come out from this band.
That's a shame.
Or the last thing, actually, because it mentions the lead, the vocalist and guitarist, quote, had failing health. And this was the last thing that came out.
That really sucks. I think I remember hearing about that, though.
Yeah, there was like a DVD.
Mm-hmm.
DVD. The only thing that came out after is a DVD here. Front Chapter, The Final Session, Lay Your Hands on Me, that's the name of the song, Special Live. That was the last thing listed under that band.
Damn. Well...
Wait, hold on. Is that... Wait. They did a single with Flo Rida.
I'm listening to that on our break. Holy shit!
I'll open the wiki link.
I'll come back with a full review analysis. Well, so you wanted to talk about the OP. Did you have like anything specifically that you wanted to mention?
I think the big thing is like they again in one of the sequences they've got like a kaleidoscope background, and then you see each character do like a very basic movement, like position to position, like the kind of thing that I could throw together in After Effects, except on a much simpler level for me.
Right.
Like there was work put into that. In theory, it's
hand-drawn animation.
Yeah, in theory it's simple, but it comes out looking excellent, and it had to have been. I love it. It's excellent, and they chose like Nico has her hands up in the air as she jumps higher. And I'm like, yeah, that's a Nico thing, and then Tanga is like. What I think he's like jump kicking forward or something. I'm like, yeah, that's him. It's so good. It's so good.
It's really good. It's so good.
Probably one of maybe not the best OP I've seen. I don't really know off the top of my head what's above it, but it's definitely up there.
You got to make your list.
I need to. It would help if I could remember all of the OPs I've seen.
Well, if you did a top 50, I think that would be all your anime.
I'd be lucky to make a top 10. I think I did promise you I'd make a top 10 like 6 months ago and then never did.
Yeah, well, you know how many times we've promised to put images in the uploads?
But this is like, yeah, I mean, there's only a couple close to it. Probably, like, it's up there in my favorites alongside, like, Great Days and... Oh, what was the other one? I had another one picked out. I don't know the name of the song. Kaguya-sama, Love is War, OP.
The first one?
Yeah.
So not Daddy Daddy Do.
Not Daddy Daddy Do.
I don't remember what it was called.
Is it just called Love is War? It might be.
It very well might be, actually, yeah.
But yeah. Dude, I can't... I mentioned Great Days. I'm sorry, this is the detour. I'll go on the minor detour, but we can go right back. My roommate has finally started watching JoJo's, and I'm so excited. He's already in part 3.
Nice.
I'm hype.
I was looking to see... Oh, there it is. Yeah, Kiznaiver. Lay Your Hands on Me. It's, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Oh, were you looking through your listings?
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14... So it's in the 30s, top 30s.
Yeah, I mean, you had some stuff above that though that like I don't quite agree with. Like good songs, but I don't think it'd be above Kiznaiver. Like, didn't you put Bloody Stream at like 3 or something?
Bloody Stream is number 5.
Bloody Stream isn't even the best JoJo's OP.
You shut your goddamn mouth, buddy.
Look, dude, Great Days is excellent, and you are not going to change my mind. I can sing most of Great Days.
It is excellent, but Bloody Stream is so.
It's better than Bloody Stream.
No, it's not. But here's the one that'll really, just to go on a mild tangent here.
Again, tangent within a tangent.
If you want one that'll really upset people,
okay.
My number 3 is the second. Okay, the second Death Note OP, which you probably haven't seen.
Wasn't it that like weird, like really heavy metal one that I didn't like?
Yeah. It's fucking amazing.
I'm not on board with heavy metal. It's not my jam.
It so much. Yeah, and just for to round out my top 6, because I'm gonna include my top 6 because that's important to me. Number 6 is the original Devilman OP. 5 is Bloody Stream. 4 is Gatchaman Crowd's opening 2. 3 is Death Note OP2. 2 Samurai Champloo OP, and number 1 is Serial Experiments Lane. So there's my top 2. People love those, of course, but I feel like my others are different choices.
I don't have a top list written out. I really need to make one. The highest that I can think of off the top of my head would probably be the Domestic Girlfriend OP. But that is at like a quick thought. If I took the time and considered it, I probably would find one better. But I think I'm going to tentatively say that's my highest OP.
Damn, really outing yourself like that, huh?
Look, people know. If someone's been around for this show, I've hinted at it a million times.
That is true. That is very true. Alrighty, well, we're about nearing our midway break time. Do you want to go ahead and take that, or?
Yeah, we should probably do that. We're kind of unfocused. We'll take our break. We'll rush through the story real fast, and then we have a couple very important character arguments to do at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do.
Well, one game show and one argument.
Yeah. So, alrighty, we'll be back shortly.
Yeah, we'll see you then.
Welcome back to the second half of a Shot of Weeb, episode 40, where we're talking about Kiznaiver, and I don't want to jinx this or anything, but we have stayed on track pretty well. So
we don't need to talk about the behind the scenes portion every time. They don't need to know what we're up to.
No, I'm talking about like in the actual episode itself.
Oh, right, just not getting lost talking about random stupid things.
Yeah.
I can change that.
Yeah, that was my plan. Yeah. But before we do that, we got a shot to take, I do believe.
We do. I'm still taking a little less than one because again, I've got work.
I am still taking a full one.
Yeah, you're being a full gamer. Oh, I'm almost out of sody. Oh, I didn't think of that. Oh no.
Well, better tough it
out. I left my water bottle at the magic meet, so I don't even have that.
Well, you better ration it out, baby. Kanpai.
Yeah, yes, kanpai.
Oh man, that one was a lot worse.
That one was pretty smooth. I like the rum.
It still tastes good.
Still burns, like alcohol burns, like you're not getting around that, or strong alcohol burns, but like it's got enough of the good. It doesn't taste like pain like vodka does.
Like certain vodkas do.
Well, most vodkas, but especially that one.
Yeah, yours was pretty bad.
It really was. You should have tried some.
No thanks. All right, so
someday we'll eventually record an episode together, and then like we can actually riff on things that make sense.
Yeah. But before we get into Kiznaiver, I'm gonna take a detour into something I promised from the last half. So we did listen to the Boom Boom Satellite song that has Flowrider, featuring Flowrider.
Yeah, it was called Kick It Out, I believe.
Yes. It also just has a regular version that's just Boom Boom Satellites.
Yeah, because it wasn't until the collaboration alternate version a couple years later that came out.
Right. And it doesn't, not only does that version have Flowrider, it also has Taj Maori.
I'm not going to pretend to know who that is, unfortunately.
I've literally never once heard that name before. In my life, actually. I think I can say that pretty confidently. So it's now, we did, you listened to both versions, correct?
Yes, but neither one completely.
Okay, I did listen to both of them to completion. So did you even get to Flowrider's part?
I skipped to it after a little bit.
Okay. So what's your review?
I mean, I didn't go into it as deep as you did, so like basically the long story short for me is I like the original. I mean, the first non Boom Boom Satellite singer, the non Florida one.
Yeah, Taj Maori.
I mean, he was all right, but like I thought the song worked a lot better without I don't really know how to describe his vocals. I don't know if potent is a correct way. There was a lot of like force in it. It felt, I didn't like that. I liked the tone of the original a lot more.
I know how to describe his vocals. Fucking awful. They ruined the song. Flowrider's part was fantastic. I loved his part in the song, and I thought it worked really well with the song. Boom Boom Satellites, fucking, to use I believe a British phrase, a bang-up job.
I didn't listen to much of Flowrider's part, because, I mean, again, that wasn't really my thing. I got it a line or two in, and then was like, I'm going to go back to listen to the original. So I just think the original version was better. You've frozen, haven't you? Yeah.
Excuse me? Am I back?
Your audio is.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck, dude. Discord just completely just shit itself. There is an update.
No, I noticed.
It does say there's an update ready. Hopefully that'll fix that fucking problem.
Yeah, your audio sounds kind of sad.
Did it change my... Testing. Hello? I don't know why it would be sounding.
Okay, it's back.
Okay. All right. So you would just I marked down where the time code in the recording was when it happened, around the time. So I'll send that to you. You were just about to talk about Flowrida's bit.
I mean, I got a little bit rambly, so I don't really know how to pick off in a way that edits well.
No, like you can start with that. I didn't hear any of it. I listened to a bit of Flowrida's part, and that was it. So.
Okay. I listened to a little bit of Flowrida's part. I got maybe a couple lines in, and then I just ducked back to listen to the original. I think the original overall just felt better. I liked the more, I don't know, I guess simplistic. I think the guest lines added more than what needed to be there. I liked the way it was.
Okay. I slightly disagree, because I think the original song is like 4 minutes long. That's pretty long. And I think it did get kind of repetitive for me personally. And I think if they only had Flowrida come in for like his verse and the rest was them, I think that would have elevated the song. But as it stands, it's like almost not even a Boom Boom Satellite song anymore. It's almost more like Taj Mowry featuring Boom Boom Satellites and Flowrida. Because he's also in it so much.
Also keep in mind, and you know this about me, and I know you disagree with it, I never was a rap person. I'm really not, with some exception, and Flowrida isn't that exception.
You don't like the apple bottom jeans and the boots with the fur? The whole club was looking at her.
I like that one because it got memed on when we were in school.
I just like the song. It was popular when I was in middle school.
Yo, Discord's having a stroke for me right now.
Oh, that's fucking sick, dude. Don't you love Discord?
I can still hear you just fine, so let's keep pushing through. I just don't get to see your face.
Maybe for the better. All right, well, should we start talking about Kiznaiver then?
Probably. How thorough do we want to be on the story? I don't think we need to be that thorough, because, like, I'm pretty sure I speak for both of us when I say just go watch the show. Like, it's good.
Dude, don't fucking speak for me. I can speak for myself.
Am I wrong?
Go watch the show, guys. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Told you.
Yeah. It's a good show. Like, I think, like, I don't know. It's not exactly like a very complex story. You know?
No, it is 1000% a story about the characters' development and how they play off each other.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't know, at least for me, I feel like it's hard to really express how well done it is in this show specifically, without just like watching it. I don't know, because like if I just listen to somebody like tell me about this show, I don't think I would think that it was anything special. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I got the basic premise off a friend, and I'm just like, dude, I'm on board with that, because she told me it was a show about sharing pain, except there's one person who can't feel any and one person who enjoys it. And so I'm like, okay, that's going to be a really interesting dynamic. I'll give it a go.
But see, no, but that's kind of what I mean, though. It's like, yeah, obviously, if I heard that description, I would also be like, all right, that sounds pretty cool. I'll give it a watch. But I wouldn't, like, initially think, or, like, I don't think I would be able to, like, understand how deep. Oh, God, I hate using that word, even though that is the correct word to use in this situation. Fucking YouTube, like, shitty YouTube movie reviewers have ruined that word. But, like, this is a like a deep show, right? God, I hate saying that.
Yeah, I mean, they do go pretty far into the narrative, though. Still, like, we get like the background on the Kizna trials. We hear about the previous Kizna trial. Spoilers for Kiznaiver. I think you expected that already.
Yeah.
You hear about the previous Kizna trial and how, like, what exactly happened to Sonozaki, that she's not in great shape, and why she's connected with Agata and so on.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's more of, like, the I'm trying to think of, I don't know, I think that's more to, like, help back up what's like, oh, what's the phrase for it? It's more to, like, back up what's trying to be conveyed through the message of the story, rather than just simply just being part of the message. God, does that make sense? I feel like that didn't make any sense at all.
I mean, I'm a little lost.
I feel like
I don't know that that's necessarily your fault, though.
So there's definitely, like, world building in this show, and the world building is, like, done really well. You know, and, like, with all these, like, the Kizna trials and stuff like that, you know. But I don't know if that's necessarily, like, I don't know. It's like, obviously the main focus of the show is the relationships. That they talk about that a lot. You know, connections with other people, and I think that the background is more to help solidify that, more than be an actual, like check out this really sick world that we've built. Instead, it's like, this is why these characters act this way. Now let's see what happens when we push their fucking buttons, you know.
I think the only thing that bothers me, I don't know if this might be sidestepping a little bit, and I apologize if it is, but the only thing that I wish, I liked the show the way it was. However, I do think it would have been cool if we could have gotten, like, a longer show wherein we got to, like, understand some of the back history, I guess, of each of the characters, rather than we really only deep dive into two of them. Like, we get a lot of the history on Agata and Sonozaki and why they're connected, which was through a previous Kizna trial. And then we also get, like, pretty much the entire backstory of Maki and the manga she wrote, the version she wrote it with, because she has, like, her own mini arc. Right. The other characters, unfortunately, don't get followed into in near as depth. Like, we don't know what Nico is up to outside of this show. More or less the same with Yuta. I kind of wish we could get more with the rest of the cast. But what we do have is spectacular.
Okay, so here's where we'll disagree about the show. I don't think there's anything, like, to say about those characters. Like, the backstory we got for them like, I don't know if we really need to see the details of it, you know? Like,
yeah, and I don't even know.
I'm glad that they didn't include it necessarily, because I think that if we had gotten Yuta's backstory, like, we know that he was fat, then that he didn't like that and wanted to become popular, and I don't remember if he got bullied or not. Was that?
I don't know,
but like that's a possibility that maybe he got bullied because of his weight, but like I don't there wasn't any, like, I don't think there was much deep mystery to really any of the characters except for maybe Hisomu.
Yeah, like, Maki was set up with definitely, like, a lot of mystery. Again, she introduces herself because they have every character divulge a secret, and Maki's secret was that she killed someone.
Yeah.
Is the way she put it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and, like, I don't even know if my suggestion's a good suggestion. For all I know, if they did do that, it might just make the whole show drag. So, right. Like, it's a thing that I tentatively want, but probably it might not even be a good thing for the show. I don't know. Maybe, like, do, like, a side manga or something. Or maybe I'm just dumb. I don't know. But that's, like, the only real thing that comes to mind that I can think of that I think would be kind of cool is just more info on some of the others.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, I wish it had gotten a longer epilogue, to be honest.
Yeah.
Instead of what we got, which I love what we got, because there's a lot of ambiguity there, and I actually really like that, because it's like, yeah, maybe these two characters, okay, fuck it, we're in spoiler territory, whatever, maybe Tenga and Chidori do end up together, you know? Instead it's like there's hints that maybe it'll happen, but like, dude, if we had gotten like a longer epilogue, I guess that might have also ruined it too, you know? Because if like they did get together, then like it just kind of ends on like a happy note, like, oh, they're together happily ever after, you know, like Disney fairy tale, and I'm like, I don't know if I really want that either, you know?
Dude, and usually characters like Nico would bother me, but the epilogue, I really, really like what they did with her. Basically, this show has like this weird series of love triangles to the point that like there's even one bit in the show, and it makes sense within the context of the show, but basically the researchers are like, this is the patterns of which characters like each other. Yeah. They like break down a flow chart of it.
You know, you know that meme that was going around a bit ago where it started off with these two characters on screen, and it was like why do the good guys always go for bitchy bimbos?
Yeah, no,
and it keeps
exactly
going down the train, like down the line of people who like.
And my favorite one just ends with a microwave just going.
There were some pretty good ones in that one. That's kind of what this is. It's just a line of each of them liking each other, but never liking each other back.
Yeah. To get what I was getting at, though, we end up with Chidori and Tenga being, like, quote-unquote, together. I don't know if they're, like, really fully a thing, but Nico has been interested in Tenga. Either way, Nico does such a bro move, even if it's shooting herself in the foot for what once she sees Tenga and Chidori, like, they're together hanging out, waiting on Nico and Hisomu to show up for a thing. Yeah. And Nico is up on, like, the balcony, because they're on, like, a multi-floor mall, is up on one of the upper balconies, sees them together, and just texts them, like, we're going to be late, you two have fun. And I'm just like, oh, that's so nice. I know it's not what you want, but you did a good thing. It's good.
And then also, I love her, like, her explanation to fucking Hisomu, where she's like, well, yeah, then if they get together, then we'll have a fist fight. And then to see who wins out and gets Tenga in the end. And she's got like a pompadour when she talks about the fist fight. And Hisomu's like, oh, that's a really good idea. All that pain.
The epilogue was so fucking cute. I loved it.
Yeah, it was great. I really liked the epilogue a lot. I think that's where I'm in the same boat as you, where I'm like, I wish they would have shown more, but also like, that very well might have just fucked everything up and, you know, made it worse.
We also get a lovely scene with Maki and Yuta. They're established as like trying to become a couple, even though Maki doesn't seem to want any of it.
No, Maki definitely
except for where she also does. It's like
no, Maki definitely does, but she just can't show it because of her personality.
And it ends up so adorable because she roasts him, and that's how they ask him out, and it's so good.
Yeah, it is really
so
good.
Cute.
They are really good. Because Yuta liked her the whole time.
Yeah.
She didn't really like anybody, I don't think.
No, she was intentionally staying away from anybody. And also she's gay, but I guess bi now?
I think she's just bi. And she might not have been... Or like she was probably bi, but also she never initiated anything. It was always like her friend who initiated everything. And
it was very clearly definite, though,
it was
that
definitely
they were in
bi
love with each other.
Yes. Yeah. There was some moments where I was like, she's kind of forcing shit onto Maki, but then like once you got more of the picture, you're like, oh, okay, no, this is like a there's fuck it goes both ways. Like it's fine.
Because like
consent
for context
has been shown.
for context, Maki's arc, the reason she killed someone was because she was like in love with a girl that she was writing a comic with that was actually very successful. But like she had like a terminal illness or whatever, and like for her own sanity more or less pushed her away, and then she harbored all the guilt for that.
Yeah.
And so she was very much taking on the attitude of like, I can't get close to anybody because I'll be hurt when it ends.
And I'll hurt them the same.
Yeah.
In you know, in that same.
And so that's why she was like refusing to be friends with the group. That's why she like rebuffed a lot of Yuta's action, except for when she just straight wanted to get some.
Yeah, which was in the epilogue.
Well, no, there was also the scene in like the cabin. Yeah.
There was a scene in the cabin. Yeah, you're right.
When the teacher was just there and spying on them and was like, I told you, you have to film it. And we're just like, no, buddy, no, don't, no.
Yeah, but he's great. I love Yamada.
He's awful.
I love him. Yeah. So, where do you want to go from here?
I don't know. I don't really want to just like talk through the story of this because like I'm wholeheartedly gonna say just go watch it. It is worth it.
Yeah, that's what like I agree. I think it's like almost a waste of our time to try to talk through the story because there's.
Do we even want to talk about the end, or do we want to just leave it? Like I don't know how much we should talk about here. Like I feel like if we don't talk about it, we're not doing our due diligence on the show, but it's also going to turn into a lot of like we're not doing it justice. Just watch it.
I don't know like how much worth there is in us just kind of like going through the story.
What's the feel of the first half? Like what's the energy, the draw of the show? Like all of the time that they're like doing the missions in the first half, like prior to the Maki arc, the first like 5 episodes.
I would probably give those like a oh man, that's a very good question actually. I don't know. I like they're like intriguing and fun. I think is how I would describe them. Where it's like obviously there's more going on here, but these characters are so fun that like I'm willing to like hang out with them for a while. You know, and then like when they get to the more serious moments, it's like, oh, we're a piece of the puzzle. Okay. And
they do really well at like ramping it up. So episode 2 was their first mission in the Kiznaiver program, where they were like
second one, right?
No, it was the first one, the introductions. That's their first mission.
Was that episode 2? Oh,
that's
my
episode
God.
2. Yeah. their mission was to like introduce each other, and so they start off, everyone's having to tell like their deepest secret, and they start off with simple stuff like Nico's playing up her eccentricity, Tenga's scared of dogs, and then it ends with like Chidori confessing her love for Agata and Maki admitting that she killed someone. Like it steps up as it goes. And they did a really, really good job leading into the next higher stakes the whole way up.
Yeah. But also, they also did a really good job at not, like, playing off their biggest secrets purely for laughs, right? Because, like, yeah.
Except for, like, kind of Tenga's.
Well, kind of. But even with his, like, yeah, he's scared of dogs, and, like, he's like, no, like, I'm deathly afraid of them. This is what I do throughout my life to make sure I don't pass by a house with a dog. And it kind of makes you realize, like, oh, he's, like, terrified of dogs.
Yeah, and he's put, like, a lot of effort into maintaining his image, too, because he's supposed to be, like, the tough guy of the town.
He is, quote, the mad dog.
Yeah.
That's his nickname. But he's afraid of dogs, which that was a bit of a joke there. Oh God, I just explained a joke.
Peter Griffin here.
But then like with like Nico's, where hers is like, yeah, I'm not really this eccentric, you know, like I don't, or no, her actual secret, or the way she revealed her secret was, I don't actually believe in fairies.
Yeah, which she had, like, for the entire previous episode, been, like, stopping and looking for them everywhere.
And, like,
or, like
building
trying to talk
shrines to them and shit, yeah. And she's like, I don't believe in fairies. And they're like, what the fuck? And she's like, yeah, I'm just trying to be eccentric because, like, my family's rich. And it's, like, it's a dumb reason. Well, like, it's a quote-unquote dumb secret. Like, I don't believe in fairies. Like, most of that would be dumb. But then it's like, oh,
it
okay.
means a lot to her to admit that.
It means a lot to you to admit it. And also, like, you don't want to be seen as, like, this person who thinks that they're better than everybody. So you play this kind of, like, role to even if it, like, makes you look worse, quote unquote, you know, it still makes, like, you feel like you can fit in kind of deal. And like that's pretty, I like that a lot. I like the message in it a lot.
Oh, and they were getting shot caller penalties if they didn't give the correct answer, because Sonozaki knew what she wanted them to finally get out. Yeah,
she knew what their like introduction was supposed to be.
One of the better ones, in my opinion, is basically they were like, Agata, introduce yourself. What's your secret? And he's like, I don't know. And Sonozaki's like, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, yeah, that makes sense. And they're all like, huh? What do you mean? Yeah. But yeah, no, I think they were all done really well at both, like, you know, like you said, like starting off small, kind of lighthearted essentially, but like ramping up, but at the same time staying at a serious enough level where once it ramps up to the almost ridiculous one that's Maki's, where she's like, oh, I killed someone. JK.
Yeah, and that's what they end the episode on, is with that line.
Well, they end it with, I killed someone, JK, I think. Or did that start the next episode where she said just kidding?
I'm pretty sure they end with just her saying, I don't even remember there being a just kidding at all.
Yeah, she did say, I'm just kidding. She's like, I don't know how you guys could believe that. That must have been in the next episode. Because she says, like, no, I'm just kidding. Why would any of you believe that I killed someone? You know, kind of deal.
Tenga moves in with Agata, and it is the best.
Yeah,
they have a really good dynamic. Everyone has a good dynamic with Tenga. It's just great.
Everybody has a good dynamic with everyone.
Well, yes. All of the characters are great, except for one that I think is kind of But
yeah, and you can't tell me yet, because that's I have to guess.
We'll be there soon, probably. Mm-hmm. Honestly, we can probably go ahead and move on. I mean, the second arc, we've already talked a decent bit. We've pretty much actually explained the second arc, which was all of Maki's info and her learning to, like, open up, basically, and the group showing that, like, look, we want to know you.
Yeah.
Including fucking jumping in the river because Maki's like, we'll be friends if you get in the river, and then Yuta just like off like a shot goes for it.
Yeah.
I have a note that says color of sadness. I don't know what that means.
I have no fucking clue what that means either. What the hell? Wait,
no, hold on. That was what the science readings were. Was because they were like starting to see how the emotions were like tracking. Because emotional pain starts carrying over as well.
Yeah. So one thing I was going to mention about that part in particular, where they've got the fireworks and they're at the river and they drag Maki out. You know that
fireworks in the rain, no less.
That's what I thought from remembering the show from when I initially watched it. Before rewatching it, I thought that was the end of the show.
Okay.
And so when I saw that scene, why the fuck should I say it like that? When I saw that scene, I went like fucking Boston for a second. When I saw that scene, that's not Boston.
That's very not Boston.
I don't even know how I did that. Anyways, when I saw it, I was kind of just like, did they do it again? I was very confused, but like then everything was exactly how I remember it. And I was like, no, this is am I watching the episodes out of order? No. What the fuck is going on? Because I don't know what it is about that scene with them with the fireworks and everything, but that stuck with me for some reason. Like all 5 years.
It was a good scene.
It is a very good scene, yeah. But like,
it's not my favorite scene. There is one sequence that absolutely hit home for me.
Which one?
It'll be a refocus because I would like to talk about it.
That's fine. I'm good. That's all I pretty much had to say about that.
Because there's one sequence that honestly hits me harder than the entire end sequence. The end of it's good. I think I'd actually rather just not talk about the end. I think go ahead and save that. Both for time and for literally just experience the show yourself. Please do.
Yeah.
But there's one in the... What is it, the 9th, 10th episode, maybe 8th episode? I don't remember. They're like, emotional pain is getting like to its climax. It's really they're feeling each other's pain to the point that they start catching each other's thoughts. And this is right after they started pairing everybody off in like love relationships. And it's people are realizing they can't get what they want because everyone's in love with someone else and none of it lines up. And like you can hear them being like, why don't you like me? Why do you do this to me? Or like, if you don't want him, let me have him, on and on. And it ends with all of them in like such an extreme situation that they're all just like on the ground, overwhelmed by their and everyone else's emotions. And there was so much power to that scene, I feel. Mm-hmm. Because it really showed how severe the Kizna program and everyone's feelings had both like sort of climaxed together to the point that it pretty much just disabled them altogether.
Yeah.
Like that scene was...
I believe that
scene
was
blew me away.
Episode 9.
I think so as well. I think so as well.
Because episode 10 is kind of the aftermath of that.
Yeah, it's after Kizna. It's when they're in the when they're at the end of summer, they're starting the new year.
Yeah,
is 10. So yeah, that would have been 9. Because that was pretty much the end of the Kizna experiment. It could only they said Kizna ends at the end of summer, not because that's when they're gonna undo it, because that's literally as long as it could last. It's a temporary situation.
Yeah,
except for where it's not because of Sonozaki reasons. But we're not gonna get into that.
Well, Sonozaki's like an exception to the rule, not.
Yeah. Sonozaki is the result of a broken experiment.
Right. Rather than being like what's it called? Like just like a, something pulled out of your ass for the ending. It makes a lot of sense. It's like the English language. Every rule has an exception.
Yeah. I personally feel like that sequence that I just described, I feel like that was more impactful to me than the actual end of the show. The last 3 episodes were still excellent, but I think the show peaked there in 9.
I think where it was most impactful for me was episode 10, the ending of episode 10.
That's kind of huge.
I don't really want to talk about it because it's like ending.
That's when the big spoilers start.
Yeah, and I would rather people experience that. All I'm gonna say about it is that when I was watching it, I was very close to just crying. Like,
it's a tough scene. It's a hard thing to see.
And I knew that if I had started crying,
and I mean that is a good thing,
I would have been fucking sobbing. It's a fucking great thing. But like,
it was really well done.
Yeah, that shit be hitting different, my guy. All right, well, since all is left of the story is really the end game stuff, which we don't want to talk about.
We want to talk about it, but we also don't.
It would be much better. It just wouldn't be worth it, I don't think.
I feel like if we discussed the final 3 episodes, all it would really do was take away from it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. So, with that being said...
Although I worry that's a little bit of a cop-out in a show where we're literally supposed to talk about the show.
Nah, it's our show.
We make up the rules.
There ain't no CBS, fucking Fox TV station, not the news station, just the TV. They had Bones on.
You mean the one that cancels like every good show?
They left Bones for a long time, and House.
Yeah, but they canceled Firefly and Futurama, didn't they?
Did they cancel Futurama? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they canceled Futurama the first time, and then it went somewhere else. Or am I getting that backwards?
I'll put myself on the fucking stake. I don't fucking like Firefly. I think it's a pretty garbage show.
Okay, buddy. Now you're the one crossing lines.
Yeah. Okay. My first time. Okay. So, with that, but since we're not talking about the ending, is it time for us to play our little game show?
Yeah, so before we recorded last week, or before we were supposed to record last week, I was the one who called out of that because
reasons.
I think I want to say this. I'm usually I work closing shifts. I stay up till 4 a.m. Like recording this right now. Actually, it's early today. It's only 1 a.m. But we record really fucking late.
We do.
Yeah, I was working a whole week of 9 to 5s. I would not have had the brain state to work on this last week.
No, we watched a movie.
And I nearly fell asleep halfway through.
It would not have been good. I could tell.
Yeah.
So.
But I had a discussion where I was like, yo, every character in this is amazing. Well, except for kind of one, but every character is amazing. Have you figured out which one of these I'm not crazy on board with?
So, may I ask one question?
That depends on what the question is. Play our little social deduction game.
No, because I have a guess in my head, but I want to know if it is if who all it includes. Because if it's just with the main 7 and then Sonozaki...
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. Well, then you're going to need to give me a second. Because
I'm not counting the teachers in on this.
Because my guess initially... So this is not my guess. But my initial guess was Yamada. By the way, you've been talking about him.
I want to roast that man, but he is kind of entertaining. I'll grant him that.
Okay, so you keep the content flowing while I think for a minute.
What kind of content am I supposed to keep flowing?
I don't know, something.
I think as I was going through this, every time they as they were introducing characters, I'm like, yeah, I like this, and they do another character, I'm like, yeah, I'm in for this, and then they got to one of them, and I'm like, okay. And then, like, as the show went on, like, they had good interactions. Everyone had good interactions with everyone. But I feel like from a design and I guess kind of personality standpoint, one of them just doesn't really hit for me. Like, they aren't bad, but they are probably the last one I would talk about.
Okay. I have my guess, and I want to make it clear. I did figure out my guess before you're like midway through what you were saying. I just want I just didn't want to interrupt you.
I tried to keep the neutral pronouns to not give anything away.
Mm-hmm. So my guess is that the character that you don't like as much.
How well do you know me? Are you correct?
Is Hisomu?
No.
Okay. Well, let me go with my second guess.
Hisomu turns into a bro, dude. I said we're not going to talk about end stuff, but there's a lovely scene of just him and Agata, like, hanging out at Agata's house, and I'm just like, this dude is just being a good friend. I like him. Like, this is nice. Bzz, bzz, bzz. You'll think better if there is sound. Let me make sound for you.
Yeah.
It was so nice.
It's great. Okay. So, then my second guess is Chidori.
No.
Oh, shit. Okay, who is it?
Dude, you're whiffing. I don't really vibe with Yuta. I think he's kind of boring.
Fuck. Me. I changed my second guess at the last second.
Was that where you were going to go and then bailed?
Yeah. I was like, no, he's talked up Yuta so much. But, like, my gut reaction was...
I talked up Yuta and Maki's relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, but you see,
Maki carries that dynamic.
I just want you to look at something on my camera. Audio listeners, I will tell you what I'm showing him. Just give it 1 second.
Okay.
I've been fucking drinking tonight.
That's not a good excuse.
Shit. I don't remember shit. I had a sip and I could barely remember something at the beginning. I don't even remember what I can remember.
Freaking lightweight. Drink responsibly. We didn't say that.
Yeah, drink responsibly. Also, eat something before you drink. I didn't. I've had half of a block of ramen today.
Yeah, that's not gonna help you. I had a lot to eat right before we recorded, so that rum hasn't really caught me very hard.
Yeah, that's why I'm fucked right now. All right. So it is Yuta. Okay.
Yeah, no, he's okay.
Damn it.
He's the weakest of the cast by far, in my opinion. He has good interactions, and I love his dynamic with Maki, but that's just because I really like Maki. Yeah. Now, there was something you said you wanted me to guess. What was I supposed to be guessing?
You're supposed to be guessing my favorite character.
Your favorite character. Are we going to the same restriction of the 7 in Sonozaki?
Sure.
Are they contained in that 8?
They are.
Tenga. Full confident, full send.
You would think so, huh?
Really?
It's not Tenga.
It's not Tenga? I'm actually blown away.
Yeah. I know. He's got pink hair. You'd think.
What's your follow-up? For someone like you, I guess the follow-up is probably Nico?
Really? No, that's not it either. You're whiffing, buddy. Just like me.
Hey, I mean, at least we both are.
Yeah. Do you want another guess, or you want me to tell you?
If it's not Hisomu, I'm just going to tap out.
It is Hisomu. All right, so we both got it on the third guess. Technically, I did, because that would have been my third guess. Yuta would have been my third guess.
Mm-hmm.
I swear on this on Arnold Palmer.
That's not even an Arnold Palmer.
I know. I swear on Arnold Palmer. The drink, not the man. I don't want to swear on a dead man.
Okay.
Yuta was going to be my third guess. So, yeah. Do you know why it's Hisomu?
No, sorry, that was a
I thought you were like gonna, and then like gonna like say something else. Okay, the fucking aesthetic of him.
He's a really good design.
It's fucking sick. I love that he's a goddamn freak and he doesn't give a shit. Like, he's literally, by the time you meet him, which is before summer break, by the way, he's already gonna be repeating the grade.
Yeah, because he doesn't go. He spends half the time in a hospital.
Yeah. Yeah, and because he gets himself hurt on purpose. And he's just, like you said, he's a fucking bro. Yeah, Hisomu's great. I love Hisomu. But also, Nico and Tenga are my number 2. I can't decide between those two, which I like more.
So, see, I've almost got it. Like, I was, like, confident you were going to be a Tenga fanboy.
Yeah, so I know who your favorite character is.
Yeah, because I told you multiple times I was certain we'd agree.
Yep, which we did not. But yours is Tenga. Guess,
hands down.
Do you have a second favorite character?
Because
I want to say it's Maki.
It's a toss-up. Honestly, it's a toss-up between Maki and Sonozaki.
Really? Sonozaki? Okay, interesting.
I like her. I can't really... I don't want to dig into it too much.
Okay, buddy. No. Okay. Interesting. I was not expecting
they're both
that.
like... They're both like... One's spooky strong and one is like... A boss, and I like that. I like...
You like girl boss.
Yes, okay, you got me. No.
I'm a big fan of Gaslight myself, which is why I like Hisomu, because he definitely pours gas on himself and lights himself on fire.
I think the weirdest thing is, though, like, the best girl debate is difficult on this show, in my opinion, unless I can answer Tenga because he wins.
Well, no. If we're going to do a best girl debate...
Well, it's this... Best girl is difficult when there are equally valid options that aren't girl.
I mean, yeah. You're right. We can have a best boy debate. We can go out Tenga and Hisomu. Fucking duke it out.
Ooh, that is actually a close fight, but I still pick Tenga.
Nice.
Hisomu is really good, though.
I mean, I'm definitely picking Hisomu.
You can be wrong.
Bzz,
best girl. So your best girl would be what, Nico, and mine would probably be Maki?
Is yours Maki or Sonozaki?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna tentatively give Maki the edge here over Sonozaki, but they're both really, really good. But guess what? Chidori's also really good. Nico's also really good. They're all good.
So would you? You don't have to, but would you like to guess my least favorite character out of these 8?
Your least favorite out of these 8? I
want to say I do really like all of them, but there is one who is clearly my least favorite.
Probably Agata with the follow-up guess of Chidori.
Tim, you whiffing.
Really? That bad? No, you don't. Okay, hold on. You're not going to say Maki's the worst, are you? I'm going to riot.
I just don't like her.
Oh, fuck off.
I just don't like her. I don't like that kind of personality in a character.
I do. It's good.
Yeah, okay, you fucking masochist, dude.
It's not masochism.
What's the term?
It's different. No.
Well, that means you don't know. Hopefully.
Shut up.
Oh, see.
Not here.
You want to be senpai from Nagatoro. I see how it is. No.
Yes. Who wouldn't?
Me. No, I like I said, I still like her a lot, but like, I personally am not a fan of like the stuck-up characters like that. Which
she had some pretty good roasts.
Which you were like, I like Chidori a lot because she grows.
She does.
Out of her stuck-upness, whereas Maki doesn't necessarily. She does in her own way,
She learns to not push everyone away from her.
Yeah, but she's still like an ass to Yuta in the end. And
but
shit.
It's a fun way.
It's funny. It's funny. It is
in
funny.
the good way.
It is the good way. Yes. But yeah. Okay. Well. Is that all? Is that it? Like, we don't really have. I don't think we can really do a best girl debate. Honestly, as much as I would love to, what am I supposed to say? Nico's.
Well, we kind of already did.
Like, Nico's great. She's fucking bubbly as shit. Her hair's cool as fuck. She makes a pompadour out of her hair, and she's just a fucking weirdo for being the sake of being a weirdo. Like, it's great.
All of the girls are good. Maki's the best of the girls. Tenga's the best of the everybody.
Okay,
that's all I've got to say.
Incorrect. Everybody's good. Nico's the best of the girls. Hisomu's the best of the everybody. So I think that, but I guess now what we got? Final thoughts.
Oh, I suppose we do still need to give our scores, don't we? I was looking to get started wrapping up.
Yeah, I mean, this is part of wrapping up, but yeah, I guess we gotta give our final scores. So, do you want to go first? Or you want me to?
I'll go. I would like to go second.
Okay.
If I may.
I'll allow it.
Just gonna be like, no, fuck you, go first.
Yeah. No. Okay. So.
I apologize. I've been swearing too much. I'm gonna get us demonetized from the money we don't qualify for.
I don't think you got to worry about that, buddy. I have cursed way more than you. Alrighty. So, Kiznaiver is a really good show. I would go as far as to say it is the most underrated Studio Trigger show.
Is it underrated? What's the popular rating for
it's a 72%, but also, have you ever, besides me and your one friend, have you ever seen anybody talk about this show?
No.
Exactly.
But that doesn't necessarily mean much. Like, there's some pretty big shows I've never heard of.
How do you know?
Well, because there's been shows where you're like, have you seen this? And I'm like, I've never even heard of it. And you're like, have you not heard of it? Everyone's seen it. I don't remember what. I don't remember examples. I live under a rock.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't even go outside.
Okay, but I would go as far as say I've never heard anybody talk about this show since it aired. Nobody ever brings it up in conversations about Studio Trigger, except maybe just to mention it. But like,
it's actually at the same rating at Mal. It's a 7.4.
Yeah, it's a good fucking show, and it deserves more love than it gets. Honestly, the characters are extremely well written and enjoyable, even though they're all kind of shitty at first. Like, they don't start off as good people, but they grow to become better people, which is a really good fucking message. Who would have thought? You know, it's basic, but like, some people need to hear that shit. And it's obviously, it looks fucking beautiful. It's Studio Trigger. Character designs are amazing. It's a show that, like, even though I hadn't rewatched it, I'd never forgotten about it. Like, it had always been in the back of my mind, as like a show that I really enjoyed, and this is probably one of the first ones that you've brought in where I've been like, thank God I got to rewatch this. You know, another one being Kill la Kill.
I knew we'd both love Kill la Kill. There's no way.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so with all that said, you might have a guess as to what my score is.
I'm not gonna wager. I'm not gonna guess.
Yeah, it's a fucking 9. It doesn't.
I would have guessed correctly, actually.
It doesn't quite hit what a 10 is, and I can't tell you why. Because I can't tell you something about this show I don't like. Except for things like how we mentioned earlier, like the epilogue. I wish it was longer, but also that could fuck up the show entirely. So I'm also glad it wasn't. Like, things where I'm like, I understand why they did it that way, and I'm glad that they did it instead of extending it or something to make it worse. I can't tell you something wrong, but I mean, I've talked about it a lot. You know, a 10 is my rating system is obviously my own, but like the 10s are, I might have a lot of them, but they're all very important to me. And this one, while it is very important to me, it just doesn't quite reach it. And I really wish that was one of my goals, was to find out why it wasn't a 10. And unfortunately that didn't happen. But yeah, gave 9 out of 10. Go fucking watch this show. Holy shit, it's literally 12 episodes. Like, it's nothing.
I'm going to go on a similar tangent that you did, actually. I've been kind of having to reevaluate how my 10s are scored as well, actually. Because initially I was saying the difference between a 10 and a 9 is like it has to have like a deep, some sort of emotional impact reside within it. Which is generally true, but not really a necessity, I'm realizing at this point. Like, I can't think of anything that super hard hit me in real life, but I mean, I could be wrong. I legitimately don't remember. Zombieland Saga is an absolutely excellent show. Actually, wait, no. Zombieland does have the emotional hit. That's one of the like 2 anime that have made me cry. Never mind, that's a bad example.
That one definitely hit you for sure.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, I cried at Zombieland.
Yes.
Which is hard to do. I'm not good at crying at things.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not mean that as a good thing. I'm going to start with my score. I think this is one of the shows that, even without having a super heavy-hitting emotional scene, even though it did have one, like I said, episode 9 really, really fucking hit, but I don't think it hit to the same degree as most of my other 10s, this is still a 10 out of 10. I adored it. The characters are fabulous. The design, the interactions are excellent. The movement is fantastic. Again, we already talked about this. Studio Trigger looks excellent, and you can tell they did great on this. I didn't realize it until you said it. The fact that no one talks about this is a shame. It's a fantastic show, to the point that I considered watching it a second time within a week, just to review for this. I told my roommate to watch it. I've been telling everyone I've seen to watch it. I was like, hey, we just talked about this on the podcast. It's short. Go watch it. My roommate, I was like, hey, it's short. Go watch it. I'll watch it with you. If it's got me talking about it that much and I enjoyed it that much, it is absolutely worth a 10 out of 10 for me. Like, it is up in the top tiers for me.
Mm-hmm.
One of Studio Trigger's best. Not that Trigger has had any real downsides yet that I've seen.
They got a couple.
That I've seen.
Right, you haven't seen a lot. There's only a couple that I haven't seen. So
yeah, I mean, I've seen like this, Kill la Kill. I've seen like some clips of fucking Little Witch Academia. Was Gurren Log on Trigger, or am I getting Trigger and Bones confused again?
Well, you're not getting those two confused, but
is it a completely different one?
It's Gainax, but it was
Gainax. There we go.
But it was still Imaishi.
So it ends up in the same bracket for a different reason.
Right. The same with motherfucking Dead Leaves, baby.
I loved this show. It gets a 10 out of 10. I have found too many 10s on this show. Granted, 2 of the like 5 10s we've talked about on this podcast have since been downgraded. I've since ratted their score.
Which ones?
Overlord Season 1 and Talentless Nana both dropped to a 9.
Let's go. Talentless Nana is moving down, baby. Next week it'll be an 8. Let's go.
Nah, I think it's staying at 9. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
But that means, what? Kill la Kill was already a 10, but like we got Real Life off this show. Zombieland Saga went up because I saw it on here. Mm-hmm. We got this. Like, dude, we've had some real bangers on here, and I'm glad. I'm glad my friend brought this up, and I'm glad I did the extra legwork to push it to the front so I could watch it.
Yeah, I'm glad you did too.
It was super worth.
Mm-hmm.
and Tenga is the best, and I want to hug him.
And Hisomu is definitely the best. I just want to hang out.
So you do a quick shill, and I will get in position for our next episode selection.
Alrighty, so if you are listening to us on an any podcast platform, like there's no video. We do have video actually. You can go check us out on YouTube. The link's in the description. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hey, how's it going? You can go listen to our audio versions if you want to. They're literally pretty much on anywhere you listen to podcasts, through Anchor. If you do listen to the audio version, you will notice that there's an ad in the middle. We do get a slight kickback from that, and
we've made like $5 in a year.
Dude, it's been crazy, dog. We're popping off. Like we get a slight kickback from that, but like don't feel like you need to listen to that version just to support us or anything. But that being said, if you would like to support us, we do have on our Anchor page a donation button set up to where you can just donate us money. If you do that, shoot us a DM on Twitter, either one of us, with just like a screenshot saying like you did it or whatever, and we'll shout you out on the podcast. And if you want to, don't have to, and you also don't have to give us money. We're doing this for fun, but we do appreciate it, even if you give it the thought, even just listening to us.
We're glad that you're here.
Yeah, honestly. And yeah, so now you can go follow both of us on Twitter, where is at the Epic Wob. Tweets mainly about like updates of the podcast.
If you're on YouTube, our social things are on the counter below us.
That's true. They're on screen right now.
Not clickable, but you can read them.
They're not clickable. They are clickable in the description of both versions, though, audio and video.
Yes.
But yeah, he tweets mainly updates about the this podcast, and also just random thoughts.
Occasional thoughts about anime.
Yeah.
Like when I actually get to it. I have to toe the line because we're recording these a month early. I don't always push my thoughts about it because I don't want to spoil the episode that's going to come out a month from now.
Oh, it's like a preview.
Fair.
But yeah, so then you could go follow me on Twitter too, at Seaweed. I don't know if you could tell what I said. It was but it's in the description and on screen if you're watching YouTube. I've really been popping off lately because new HoloLive VTubers just debuted, and oh man, they're so good. They're all so good. Yeah, so
wrap up the shill. We're not shilling HoloLive.
I retweet. Can we? Is that like an option?
We're not HoloLive. Wrap it up.
Fuck. Okay, yeah. So I tweet a lot of VTuber stuff and sometimes updates about this. I also have a YouTube channel. Go follow that, Seaweed Ambassador. I make videos. By the time this is out, there will be a new video out. I promise. I just put a lot of pressure on myself. Holy fuck.
You did. You've got like 3 weeks.
All right. Well, Sketty, you know what they say. And I think that's all the shill segment.
I think it is. That was a bad shill segment.
That was really bad, but it was also
Dude,
it was fast.
You had an abysmal word salad right at the start. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, no, it was bad. Like, just moral of the story is eat before you drink.
Yeah, absolutely.
Holy
That's part of
shit.
drinking responsibly, Seaweed.
Well, I went to go get food before I drank. I want to make that clear. I hadn't drunk anything yet. Before I went to drink, and Arby's closed at 7:30 today, and I didn't want to eat Taco Bell again.
You have a Taco Bell? I'm so jealous.
Dog,
closest Taco Bell's like 30 minutes away from here.
I went to Taco Bell like 4 times last week. I couldn't do it again.
I'm so jelly, dude.
All right, well.
So, for context going forward.
Yes.
For the bit we're about to do. Next week is the dual choice episode. It is, we pick a show that neither of us have seen, which is kind of difficult given that you've seen every anime there is.
Not even close, but, we're trying.
So when we got on the call today, literally right as we were about to start recording, I went, oh crap, we haven't picked next week's show, have we? So we have cracked open our future episode topics. Google Doc, very professional.
Yep. Definitely formatted very well.
Yeah. We have 12 potential options for what we're going to watch next week. And I have a D12 that I got for my birthday several years ago. We're going to roll and see what we get. And just for warning, I don't really know why. I think it's because we had, like... We found, like, one show and then talked about a bunch of shows similar to it, and they all wound up on this list. Yeah. There's probably about a 50-50 chance that we roll a horny show.
Yeah, I think... Which was the show that did it? I think it was Seikon no Quasar?
I think it was. I think that's where the conversation started.
Yeah, I think so.
Either that or Freezing.
Ooh, it could have been Freezing. Yeah.
And so there's a bunch of stuff that was already on there, and then there was already one horny option in there that I added kind of to. I don't actually know if the second one is or not. Let's not spoil our entire potential list, though.
No, but they got a little taste at what the horny shows are.
At what some of the things that may potentially be
when we say horny, we do mean horny.
It's not hentai.
No, it's not hentai.
We're not reviewing hentai, although...
That fucking Quasar,
actually, no, I'm going to stop talking there.
That motherfucker does suck on titties. Allegedly. I haven't seen it.
I don't... With how much trouble I had talking about panty and stocking, I don't know what we're going to do if we roll Seikon no Quasar.
Oh boy, I'm excited. Let's go.
Look, if we're going to talk about a horny show, can't we at least talk about, like, fucking reviewers?
Don't spoil shit. No.
It's not even on our planned list. You keep shooting it out of the air.
Because Ishizoku Reviewers is basically hentai. Yeah.
It's not, and I want to talk about it so badly.
It was literally banned from TV because it was...
Yes! There's good drama. We should talk about it. I want to talk about that show.
It's not good drama,
sometime.
Though. It's just dumb shit. Anyways, roll the fucking dice, dude. You've been shaking it a lot.
Stop. Stop roasting me, and I will. Let's get the microphone over here for good audio. We got... Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
What are we watching?
We're watching Elfenlied next week.
No! Fuck. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. So... I'll come out and say it. I've seen the first episode.
Okay.
And I've seen the gif where they kick the dog.
Yeah, why were you posting that in my chat?
Dude, why was I posting it in your chat?
I don't remember. I think I was like, hey, which show is Elfenlied? And you're like, here's the gif.
In your chat, dude? There you go.
You did a while back.
I just posted it again.
Well, we randomly rolled, so we have to follow the will of the die. I mean, I could show on the camera if I wanted that I rolled a 4, but that has no context to you because you can't see the Google Doc.
You can't see the list, so it's just, we rolled Elfenlied. Like, I promise we didn't plan this before.
No, we had 12 potential options.
Yeah, I would show you them, but then that spoils possible future episodes.
Possible. I mean, I don't know. One of these has been on the list for a long time.
A couple of them have been.
I mean, yeah, because we still have some from, like, the original list. Actually, maybe not the original list. I think the oldest show that was on Dual Choice did get talked about. I don't remember which one it was. I'd have to check the book. But I need to write Elfenlied in here before I forget.
Well, while you're doing that, I will close out the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week to listen to us talk about Kiznaiver and how much we love it and why you should go watch it. Be sure to come back next week to hear us talk about Elfenlied. I don't know.
I don't know how it's pronounced.
A fucking edgy show from the 2000s that if you were in the fandom at that time, you will very much remember. Even if you didn't watch it, you'll have heard about it. I'm excited to actually finally watch it. And
I kind of like rolling for episodes. We should do this more often.
I think that's what we should just keep doing from now on for the Dual Choice.
Here's the problem. We need to keep, like, populating that list then. That's the issue.
Yeah, because you don't have a D11.
Well, I mean, there's ways to work around that.
Yeah, there's ways to work around it, but we have literally now 11 shows.
It is also really hard for me to add to the Dual Choice list.
Yeah, because you have to make sure that I haven't seen it.
Which you probably have.
If you've heard of it, then probably. But then there's some other shows, though, that, like, I haven't seen that you're like, why the fuck haven't you watched this yet? So, you know.
Yeah. Wait, what were some of those? What's the one that I keep freaking out that you haven't seen?
I don't know. There's a couple, I think. I don't remember. It's not relevant this week. This is the end of the episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you back next week. Before and I'm gonna end the episode this time before we get off track and go on tangent again. So yeah, bye bye.